Hello, I'm Jose, and this is the Cinematic Dogma podcast. And while we are recording this, there is a heat wave going on, and I have my friend Blake to join me and talk about the heat.
Well done. That is a tremendous segue, Jose.
I mean, it gave away a bit of what we're talking about, but can you just elaborate? What are we talking about?
Absolutely. So we watched, I think, the 1995 film directed by Michael Mann, starring Robert De Niro and the other one.
Al Pacino, the other one I loved.
The crime film Heat, a 90s classic.
Yeah. And I like that you actually mentioned the other one, because I don't know why everyone associates Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. I don't know if it's because of The Godfather Part 2 or exactly what moment in time just make their fates attached to each other.
I mean, they are in a tremendous number of films together, right?
Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
We can check it later. Yeah, we can check it later. I think that you may be right. And I think that this was my pick. And the reason why I pick it is because it has always been in my to-watch list. I know that it was in Spain it was super popular, this movie. I don't remember if it was called Al Rojo Vivo or something like that. So, a similar expression, but it was just stuck in my brain as, hey, this is one of those classics that you eventually have to watch. And Michael Mann is super popular for doing high quality action movies.
So you had not seen this before. I don't know why, but up until this moment I thought you had.
No, I had never.
Okay.
The fun thing is that you remember, I don't know if this was popular in the States, but at least in Spain, during the 90s, there was mall service, but mail service of, hey, I want to buy a movie. So there were online shops, catalog shops, let's say, before the internet, selling you movies, and they send you that movie. The same thing with records and whatever. And I remember my sister buying a movie that when she received it, it was hit. She didn't order hit, but she received hits. And the thing is we never watched it. It was a bit more oh my god, this is the Michael Mann movie. Even at that point, probably this was 96, 97, I knew of this movie, and I knew that hey, it's supposed to be pretty good. But as my sister didn't order it, I think that she just returned it. So it was the kind of, damn, I could have watched it.
You could have seen this years ago.
Yep.
It is, so I'll get to the synopsis, but it's interesting that this is not typically my sort of movie. I was not watching rated R movies in 1995, but it is iconic in cultural memory, the zeitgeist. Even now, everybody knows the film Heat.
Yep. Yeah. We should look into it about what was the importance exactly at that period. It's did everyone went crazy? Was the everything everywhere all at once of that moment?
I did specifically to address this mean to read the New York Times review of this, and I forgot. So I don't know.
It was a critic pick. Okay.
I haven't seen it. I haven't read it.
Okay, good. Do you want to summarize it?
I'll give it a try. Yes, so this is a sprawling Los Angeles crime saga that follows two men. One is Macaulay, played by Robert De Niro, who is a Michael Fassbender-esque criminal. Just very, very precise, really disciplined, very good at what he does. He has a little team of a couple different people that may or may not betray him, or I don't know. Will they? Who knows? Anyway, so there's Macaulay. Just like you would expect of the archetype, he's a lonely guy. He wants to live his life in a way he can walk away from anything in 30 seconds. So he's kind of this rogue,
Yeah.
Lone
he doesn't create attachments. Yeah.
On the other side of this story is a man played by Al Pacino, whose last name is Hannah, which I just feel like they should have picked a male name, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's confusing. There were a couple of times they say, "Wait, who is Hannah? Who's that woman?" Oh no, it's him. Yeah, Detective Hannah or Commissary Hannah. I don't remember like what was his position.
Yeah, so whatever I think he is a detective, but don't quote us on that. He is equally as dedicated to his craft, but he's, fighting for the quote-unquote good guys. And the two, there's a heist, let's say, a heist that goes pretty ugly, and that heist brings the two together, and basically for the rest of the film, we watch them kind of approach each other and respect each other, and then we watch them try and deal with their personal lives, which, as you may expect, during such a decade of toxic masculinity is a pure disaster. And there's lots of twists and turns, and who's the snitch, or who, I don't know. There's just everything you would expect in this. Yeah. I don't know that it's worth it to add much more specific, but please.
No. I think that covers it. Yeah, I would say the only thing that I would say is that it's very, I would say it's a noir. It's a noir film. Is that the characters are like just depicted that all of them, they are obsessed with what they do. They may be better or worse at it, but it's that they are jaded and unhappy.
Yes, it's very. It's not stylized like 300 was stylized, but in terms of what you're saying, it's very stylized for a noir film. This is a world of grays and blues, and everyone is. Almost nobody speaks about themselves personally or emotionally. It's just about the things they do, with the exception of the romantic interests.
Yeah, it's almost like a sad, greedy Ocean's 11.
Very much so. I would agree with that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that as a summary, that's good. Is that maybe we mentioned like some other stuff. I think that you didn't mention that Val Kilmer is there. That is almost like the poster cast. Boy of the 90s. Every time that he's on the screen, like, yeah, this is the 90s. Val Kilmer
Natalie
is there.
Portman, for some reason.
Oh, yeah. That part is strange. We'll talk about it later. Like the Natalie Portman part.
She had to have a part that was cut. Because, anyway,
yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. But yeah, so did you like it?
I respect the film very much. Honestly, when you suggested we watch it, I was imagining more of like an Arnold Schwarzenegger 90s action film. I didn't expect it to be serious like this, and it's quite, not quite, it's a very serious film. It's tense, It's dark. I liked it a lot. I have to say that maybe halfway through, I started to get, and this is a me problem, not a problem with the film. The rest of this is like shootouts and betrayals, and it's not that the film is cliched, it's that the genre itself is cliched, and so I got a little bit like, oh, this isn't my sort of film. That being said, I thought the acting was tremendous. There's some excellent, like really excellent writing in it.
Yep.
I liked it a lot. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I would say that is excellently crafted. Excellently. Is that what you say? Is that this is not a 90s action movie. It's like elevated action. There is action, but there is like a lot of personal drama going on there that I think that is like pretty well depicted. Is that they don't go like a lot in crazy detail in each person's life, and there are like some parts that, as you say, it's like they may even like cut a tiny bit, because this is almost 3 hours. It's like I don't think that you could have added much more in there, but you get like a lot of introspection about like these characters, that they are obsessed with each other. Like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, more Al Pacino's character than Robert De Niro's. But even like Robert De Niro also like gets obsessed at some points in the movie. I won't go into detail, but it's almost like the kind of stereotypes of the noir movie. So as you said, is that the beats are predictable, but the melody that they make is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, yeah, they couldn't have added more given the running time. I will say the film is at its messiest when it explores the romantic interests of each man. I feel like we've just said like 15 times, I think there must have been a lot more to those stories that they had to cut out, which, in my opinion, they should have just cut out completely. It should have just been these two men, playing their cat and mouse game.
Chasing each other. Yeah, I would say that the role for Natalie Portman, I wish that it wasn't there, but I assume that there was a bit of a. I don't think that is contractual obligation, but I think that this is 95. Leon was 94. Just saying.
So she was like the big child star that,
Yeah.
had been exposed to things a child should not be exposed to already. So just hire her.
Yes, yeah. Don't traumatize another kid. Just go with Natalie Portman again. But no, I would say that I like that we have a bit of an insight into the personal life of both characters, for just saying how they will never be happy. They will always put their obsessions before anything else on their lives.
And I don't want the romantic partner subplots. I don't want to say that they are just for exposition, because even though I think they're messy and we do get to find out a lot about the characters, the dialogue is just always well done.
Yep.
We do learn a lot about, particularly, I would say, Al Pacino's character when he's falling. Sorry.
De Niro.
No. I did mean Al Pacino, but what is the name of his romantic interests? Or his wife?
Of Al Pacino? Edie?
No, that's the one that... that's the other one. She's the graphic designer.
Oh, Charlene? Justine?
I can't remember, but...
That one.
Yeah, the wife of Al Pacino, I do find it interesting that we get to see how he fucks up his normal life because of how fucked up he is. It's good good to see that the writers understood him in all situations.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they went exactly with the stereotype of tormented policeman in a noir movie.
Which you could argue is lazy in some instances. Here, I mean, this is what the archetype exists for. This is what you want to see on screen.
Yep.
And Michael Mann, I think, understood the script. Well, he wrote the script, so he probably understood it. But I think he put on screen exactly the sort of compelling cat and mouse game that he wanted to, and it worked.
Yep. No, I fully agree. Were you bored at any point? You said at the last part, when there were 40 minutes left, you were like, eh.
When it gets into those shootouts, those long shootouts, well, with the exception of the heist that kind of goes ugly, that was super, super compelling. But towards the end, when I was like, okay, this is kind of the Marvel arc where we get bigger and bigger fights until it ends.
Yeah, I think that the last, I don't know how many acts are in here, because in 3 hours you can say that there are 5. But I would say the last part, for me, drag a tiny bit, is that you already see where this is going.
Did you understand what would be the final outcome of the film?
What do you mean, the final outcome?
I don't want to. Do we want to talk at a spoilers note here? We won't spoil too much, but the film ends with.
Let me just add a spoiler tag. So spoilers for the end of the movie.
The film ends with the death of a major character.
Yep.
Which everyone I think knows. But did you suspect who it was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit more by elimination. You think that one of the characters is that your life is never going to be right, because you're always going to be obsessing about someone, and the other one is trying to steer his life to a better point. Given that this is a noir, who needs to die. I think that even 30 minutes into the movie, I was like, one of the two is going to die. And when the story started progressing, it's like, oh yeah, I know who is going to kill who.
I think you must.
But it was pretty cool,
mate. I was honestly wondering who it would be, and I was kind of hoping it was going to be someone that it wasn't. So.
Oh, good say. Yeah, because you wanted a happier ending.
Happier for whom?
for the one that survives, because
Yeah,
in this
it's
case, yeah. So yeah, for me it was a bit like predictable, but it's like I watch a lot of noirs. That used to be my favorite genre. So you can see, as I was telling you, is like the beats are the same, but for example, like that last gunfight is pretty well made. Like the
Oh
tension.
yeah. No. It's really well done. It's in terms of editing, direction, crafting those sequences. They're compelling and tense, and they hold up insanely well for being a 30-year-old movie. Ooh.
Yep. 30-year-old movie, but it's a this action could be made today and will still
Yep.
look amazing.
And when I think of Michael Mann as a director, I think about like I immediately go to Collateral because I like that film a lot. But it's also he showed what he could do with a low budget, right? Which I think really showcased his skills.
Do you
But
think that this is low budget?
Collateral was low budget.
Oh, it was. Oh wow. Okay.
Um, but I don't necessarily like think about dialogue when I think about Michael Mann. And this, I was like, wow, this guy can like really write.
I mean, I would say that it's also how do you say, like very standard noir fare.
It's
It's
true.
it's good, but I wouldn't say that it's like, oh my
Above
god.
average. Above average. It's not standard.
Sure. Okay, sure. Is that maybe it's not like the bottom of the barrel of a noir, but it's not, I don't know, like Sunset Boulevard
I
or
guess it's
Double
true.
Indemnity.
The actress that plays Al Pacino's wife is not remarkably skilled, I would say. But it is impressive how the same words off some actors, you're like, I felt at least, wow, like really good dialogue. And then some would be like, hey, make her stop talking. Please make her stop talking.
I would say that Al Pacino is incredible.
Yeah.
I love how he plays like a character for like, I don't want to cheer for you. You're supposed to be the good guys, but I don't like you. And you're playing the character in the right way for making me not like you.
He was the only one that cared about his stepdaughter.
Sure. I don't think that even the stepdaughter cared about her. I don't think that even Michael Mann cared about her.
Nope, she didn't. I was impressed overall, and again, I've said this several times, but it's not my type of film, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Should we go over the questions?
We should, although I want to call out my favorite line when Al Pacino's fighting with his, I think, ex-wife by that point, where she's like, and yes, I may be stoned on Prozac and pot, but I still see things clearly. I wrote that down to pull out during the next fight with my husband.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's like, how was the... Oh god, is it? I want you to write it down and just put it on your pocket, so in a rainy day you can just read it.
I think about that all the time. Thank you. I'll never remember his name.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I was going for the director, but that's
Yeah.
good.
Yep. Hey, so going over the questions, Blake, would you watch Heat again?
I would, yeah.
I think that I would too. I need to let it sit, for a bit, just because it's 3 hours, and there's a bit of a, you need to commit.
Yeah, I'm not watching it next week or even on a plane in a month, but in a couple years, yeah.
I would actually go to watch it soon if it was playing in a cinema.
Yeah,
Because I think that is like, the thing is, and I was watching it with my boyfriend, and he was like, hey, one thing that you have to accept is that I'm going to get to a point that I'm going to be on my phone. And you have to be fine with that. I was like, oh, okay. And then when we were like an hour and a half into it, it's like, yes, this is pretty hard to watch nowadays if you have a phone by you. It's not because it's not engaging, it's because it's really, really long.
It's true. I broke it up in over 2 days, which I was fine by. I don't regret that choice.
But let's move on. Would you recommend Heat?
Yes, and the only hesitation is I so rarely recommend these sorts of films in any conversation, but in the right situation, yes, this is a good one to recommend.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that for me, mentally, I already had like the image of this is a good movie. Now I can actually put some weight behind. So if someone asks me about like, hey, action movies on the 90s, instead of going to the, as you were saying, like the Schwarzenegger or Stallone movies, I would probably be like, hey, if you want actually something good that it has action in it, I think that Heat is a really good movie.
Do you know, really quickly before we move on, what Michael Mann directed immediately before and after this?
I had it up a moment ago. After, I don't know if Ali, no, The Insider was after, and before it was The Last of the Mohicans.
All right. Interesting.
The Last of the Mohicans, it's fine. It's Daniel Day-Lewis, yeah. So, yeah. Didn't they have The Last of the Mohicans? Didn't have like a really good soundtrack.
That film was a little bit before my time, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no need to go into it, Trevor Jones. Okay. But going back into the questions, would you remember Hit?
I'm going to say no on this one.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm going to say yes from the general points of it's a band of thieves, and actually there is like a cat and mouse game between two of them.
Well, I mean, sorry, that describes like 98% of noir films, so if I have to remember that, then change my answer to yes.
Okay, I would change my answer to no. You convince me, because there is no way in hell that I would remember Natalie Portman was in there.
No, you had already forgotten at the beginning of this conversation.
Yep. Or Val Kilmer, that is just there for being a pretty boy. Or Danny Trejo, just for being there for being a not so pretty boy.
I love Danny Trejo.
Yep. Is there anything artistic about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I listed many things before, but if I had to call one out, the direction is insane. Like, he knew exactly how to cut those scenes and how to throw them together to make it super tense and compelling, and great dialogue. Some above average dialogue.
Sure. I agree. I think that the mixture of the action and the personal drama, the script is pretty good. I feel elevated noir, let's say, with very good directed action and
elevated
really good
noir.
acting. Sure.
Yep.
And but one thing that I wanted to ask you: did you think of Fincher while watching this? Did you think about like, oh, this is 90s? This is like the 90s gritty style that really was like pretty close to the Fincher.
Pretty 90s style for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think of David Fincher, but I could see how you might.
Yeah. So I was watching, this is 2005, but I was like Constantine, like almost right after this movie. And I felt it's like, okay, this is like the 2000s version of the kind of, how do you say, of greediness that you find in this movie.
And how do you feel specifically about that 90s grittiness? Is it like a plus, minus, just another
I think that it's a
aspect?
plus, but no. I think that it's a plus, but I think that the more time passes, the more I look at it, as some people used to describe David Fincher as like, he just like blue filters. That's his thing.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No, they're absolutely right. But it's a bit more like, you have like a greedy filter. So this like LA on greediness.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I just feel like the 90s gets to own grittiness. But yes, you're right. It's kind of like a product of its time more so than like an enduring style or... Yeah.
Yep. And that's a perfect segue for the next question.
Oh.
Is it a timeless piece?
I'm gonna... So I walked into this film fully expecting to call it timely, and I walked away being like, nope, this is timeless. Yeah, there are things that root it in some style trends of the 90s, but overall it holds up very well today.
Yeah, I agree. Albeida was talking about like the directing or the cinematography being like very 90s. Like the story and the style that they had is that it was uncanny. Is that there were a couple of points that I was wondering is that could this be remade right now and be in the same movie? And probably yes, because you can add phones, but what is going to change? Not much.
I was
honestly.
honestly blown away at how current it felt in terms of production.
Yeah, probably there could be like a bit more like techno jargon bullshit when they are
AI is going to
disabling.
make an appearance.
Yeah, yeah, or disabling the alarms for that heist. But beyond that, is like completely timeless. I feel. Um, would you turn this into a TV show?
Um, I would say yes. This could be like a really compelling HBO miniseries like The Wire. I think it could, and we'd get to learn some more. Not to say it would be as good as The Wire. Please don't freak out. But we'd get to learn more about the characters, which is something I would have liked.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it could be like a limited series or just 6 episodes about like they falling apart, like from as- just a mistake at the beginning.
I mean, if they're 30-minute long episodes, they're all are already six. So
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, with everything that probably he cut from the movie, is that yes, you
there's
could have
another
10.
two right there.
Yeah. Could and now the opposite. Could this have been a short?
I don't think so. For me, this part of the success of the film is the momentum of the story itself, and I do think you need way more than an hour to really get this.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the core is the development of the characters, like not painting them as they're criminals or they're policemen. It's a bit more about like who they are as human beings. So you get attached to them and you have like an emotional investment when things happen.
Yep.
So, did you feel anything for the resolution on the Val Kilmer story? You feel like any sympathy, anything good, bad?
I'm gonna say the end. I felt nothing just because I didn't invest anything in that character.
Yeah, that was the one that I felt is that you guys didn't try too hard on this one.
Yeah, he was felt like the most stock character of them all, and once he died, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even remember if he dies or not, but yeah. Do you?
He doesn't die.
We
Well,
can just leave it there.
yeah,
It's like,
continue.
we don't remember. He may or may not. He's the criminal of Schrodinger, so we don't know if he dies. Do you think that this movie could have been better?
Um, I'm going to say the answer is yes, because this is not a perfect film, but there's nothing that stands out that's like largely problematic in terms of political correctness or filmmaking. There's no glaring problem, in my opinion.
I was going to say Natalie Portman, not because I have anything against her, but just the character is
It
weird.
doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, but the thing is that she's only there for that resolution at the end. Where Al Pacino is talking with his wife at that point about like, oh, yeah, shit, but and he's like, no, you are who you are. That's never going to change. So,
No.
and that part is worthy. I really like that scene. It's like pretty moving, but yeah, the rest, I think that it could have been edited or maybe like getting the same result in some other way. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, should we score this?
Let's do it. This was technically your pick. So I'm going to rate this an 8.
That is exactly the same score that I had already written down.
Oh, well done. Look at us. Great
Yep.
minds.
Yep. I really like it. Honestly.
Yeah, I liked it a surprising amount.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like really, really well made. It's funny when I watch a movie that I always idealize, I never watch, and then I get to watch it and it's like, oh, actually it was good. Actually, people
Stands up
were
to the
right about
reputation.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. It's 30 years old. It does not feel like a 30-year-old film.
But it's exactly the same thing as with the David Fincher movies. Is that they, from the 90s, there starts to be like a more clean style on filmmaking that it just is the same one that we have nowadays.
You mean that they kind of pull out of those 90 trends to be more of a pure.
They're greedy, but they have like something that is no longer exaggerated, or I don't know how to say it. It's like there is like some specific filters or camera style that changed, like during the 90s, that is still really palatable by nowadays. I go to the 80s and it's like, not so much.
It's like they let the story itself be gritty instead of making you visually see grittiness.
Yeah, yeah, and there is a bit of greediness in it, but it's not like so visual. Yeah, that might be right. Yeah. I mean, anything else to say about Heat?
No, just that it was surprisingly enjoyable. Good pick, Jose.
Yeah, of course. And to everyone out there, thank you so much for putting up with us.
And until next time, guys.
Bye.